Hello, it's Bishop Mark. Today we'll do Luke chapter 2, verses 33 to 38. Yesterday we learned about Simeon. Simeon was the old man who was told that he would not die until he saw the Messiah. And when he saw the Messiah, Mary and Joseph let him hold Jesus in his arms, and then he praised God. And he said things that amazed Mary and Joseph. So that's where we pick up. Where Luke chapter 2, 33. The child's father and mother were amazed what was said about him. And Simeon blessed them and said to Mary, his mother. Okay, what were they amazed about? Well, they were amazed that Simeon was there and that he knew that Jesus was the Messiah, and that he told Mary and Joseph that Jesus would be the Savior, not just to the Jews, but to the Gentiles. So this holy man then gives Jesus back, obviously, and blesses his parents, blesses Mary and Joseph. It's a nice little moment that Mary remembered to be blessed by this man. But he then says, "Behold, this child is destined for the fall and rise of many in Israel, and to be a sign that will be contradicted." Well, that's a big word, contradicted. Contradicted means when you say, oh no, that's not right. So there are people that doubt Jesus. Like contradicted. If I said to you 2 and 2 equals 5, you'd probably contradict me by saying, no, it doesn't. It equals 4. Well, Simeon was telling Mary and Joseph that Jesus' whole life would be a contradiction to some. And the rise and fall of many. And that's exactly what happened. There was people that did not like what Jesus was doing, and they contradicted Jesus all the time. And there are still people today in this world who contradict the story of Jesus. Okay, then he says to Mary, and you yourself a sword will pierce. Now, Simeon doesn't mean a sword will actually pierce her. It means that she's going to have sadness. You know, it's been already a difficult life to have the baby in the manger and all the things that happened along the way, have to travel. But Simeon is telling her, it's not going to be easy for you. A sword will pierce your heart. It means she's going to be sad sometimes. Of course, when Jesus dies upon the cross, she's very sad, looking up at him. So Simeon was right. And this is what God warned Mary through Simeon, that it's going to be hard, Mary. Okay. His sword will pierce so that the thoughts of many hearts will be revealed. The thoughts of many hearts will be revealed. Well, Jesus reveals our hearts. In other words, Jesus knows our thoughts. And if it comes to Jesus, Jesus allows our hearts to be shown. If we follow Jesus, we will reveal our heart is full of love. If we don't follow Jesus and we follow other things of the world, our hearts will be revealed, and they know it's not love. It's sadness and sometimes evil. In the light of Christ, remember, the light shines upon the darkness. In the light of Christ, our hearts are revealed. So Simeon knows this, and he knows that Jesus will reveal many hearts, including yours and mine. We hope then our hearts are full of love, right? Full of love. Now we're going to meet another person who's in the temple. Her name is Anna. Here we go. There was also a prophetess, Anna, the daughter of Phanuel of the tribe of Asher. Now the only reason we know Anna is because Mary remembered her and told Luke. She doesn't appear anywhere else. There's no tradition about her. All we know is that she's of the tribe of Asher. That was just one of the sections of Israel, not a very important section, sometimes called one of the lost tribes, actually. And Mary took an interest in her. We even know her. She's the daughter of Phanuel. But this is Anna now. Let's find out about Anna. She was advanced in years, having lived 7 years with her husband after her marriage, and then as a widow until she was 84. So let's say she was married at 17. We'll make it up. All right. Then she lived with her husband until he died, and if she lived 7 years, that means what did we say? She was 19? Let's say she was 17. I'm losing track. Stay with me. So 7 years, she's 24, and now she's 84. That means she was 60 years as a widow. It's not easy to be a widow at that time. And so she knew sadness. She knew the loss of her husband, and she knew probably poverty. So this is an old woman, experienced old woman who's never lost her joy, who's never lost her prayer, who's hanging around the temple. Let's see about that. Until 84, she never left the temple, but worshiped night and day with fasting and prayer. So she's a holy woman who never leaves the temple, and there are people that are constantly in church today. They're good and holy people, and she was one of them. So she's in the temple, and what happens? And coming forward at that very time, she gave thanks to God and spoke about the child to all who were awaiting the redemption of Jerusalem. So she gave thanks to God. But the thing is, she's not like Simeon, who was told by God ahead of time that he would see the Messiah. She just is so full of God and full of church that she recognizes Jesus. And she comes over and gives thanks to God. And coming forward at that very time, she gave thanks to God, spoke about the child to all who were waiting for the redemption of Jerusalem. In other words, this good and holy person whom Mary remembered recognized Jesus as the Messiah and started telling people, I've seen the Messiah. Okay.